Albert Anastasia. They called him the Lord High Executioner and Mad Hatter. He was a scary dude, a powerful mobster. Anastasia was a top guy in the American Mafia. Anastasia was born in Italy. He came to America as a young man. He got involved in organized crime in New York City. He was known for being ruthless. He was responsible for many murders. Anastasia was a key figure in Murder, Inc. This was a group of hitmen for the Mafia. Albert Anastasia was born Umberto Anastasio in 1902. He was the youngest of 9 children in a family struggling to make ends meet. He was born in Naples, Italy, a city known for its vibrant culture but also its harsh living conditions. Naples is a tough city, where the streets are filled with both the beauty of history and the harshness of poverty. It has a long history of organized crime, with many families turning to illegal activities to survive. Anastasia's family was no exception. They were poor and desperate for a way out. Seeking a better life, they decided to emigrate to America. The journey was long and arduous, filled with hope and uncertainty. They arrived in New York City in 1917, a bustling metropolis that promised new beginnings, but also posed new challenges. New York was full of opportunity, a place where dreams could be realized if one was willing to work hard and take risks. It was also full of danger, with its dark alleys and hidden corners where crime thrived. Anastasia grew up tough on the streets of Brooklyn, a neighborhood that was both a melting pot of cultures and a breeding ground for crime. He got involved in petty crime at a young age, learning quickly that survival often meant bending the rules. He quickly learned the ways of the underworld, where loyalty and ruthlessness were the currencies of power. He was drawn to the power and money of the Mafia, seeing it as a way to rise above his circumstances and gain control over his destiny. The allure of wealth and influence was too strong to resist, and he soon found himself deeply entrenched in the criminal underworld. The Mafia in New York was a formidable force, controlling various aspects of the city's economy and wielding significant influence over its inhabitants. Anastasia's rise within this organization was swift, as he proved himself to be both cunning and ruthless. His ambition knew no bounds, and he was willing to do whatever it took to climb the ranks. From petty theft to more serious crimes, Anastasia's journey was marked by a relentless pursuit of power. Despite the constant threat of law enforcement, Anastasia managed to evade capture and continue his ascent within the Mafia. His story is a testament to the lengths one will go to escape poverty and achieve success, no matter the cost. From the streets of Naples to the alleys of New York, Albert Anastasia's life was a journey of survival, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of power. His legacy remains a complex and controversial chapter in the history of organized crime. Anastasia joined a mafia gang. They were called the Daquila Gang. They controlled the Brooklyn waterfront. The waterfront was a dangerous place. It was full of illegal activity. Anastasia was a natural criminal. He was strong and ruthless. He wasn't afraid of violence. He became one of the gang's top enforcers. He earned a reputation as a cold-blooded killer. Anastasia's brutality got him noticed. The mafia bosses saw his potential. He was loyal and efficient. He was the perfect man for their dirty work. In the 1930s, the Mafia formed Murder, Inc. It was a secret group. They carried out contract killings. Anastasia was a key member. Murder, Inc. was responsible for hundreds of deaths. They used guns, knives, and even ice picks. They were brutal and efficient. They instilled fear in anyone who crossed the Mafia. Anastasia was said to have personally killed dozens of people. He was feared and respected. He was a rising star in the Mafia. Section 5. Anastasia's reign of terror, silencing threats, claiming power. Anastasia's power grew exponentially during the 1940s, a time when the streets of Brooklyn were rife with danger and opportunity. His rise to power was marked by a series of calculated moves and ruthless decisions. He became the boss of his own crew, a position that came with immense responsibility and even greater risks. Surrounded by loyal men, he orchestrated operations that would solidify his control over the criminal underworld. They controlled gambling and loan sharking in Brooklyn, two of the most lucrative and dangerous enterprises of the time. These operations brought in a steady stream of income, but also attracted the attention of law enforcement and rival gangs. He was making a lot of money, more than he could have ever imagined. The piles of cash that flowed through his hands were a testament to his growing influence and the success of his criminal endeavors. Anastasia was ruthless in eliminating his rivals. He understood that, in order to maintain his power, he had to be willing to do whatever it took, including ordering hits on those who posed a threat to his empire. He ordered the deaths of anyone who threatened his power. His network of hitmen was always ready to strike, ensuring that his enemies were dealt with swiftly and without mercy. He was involved in a bloody gang war. It lasted for years, a brutal conflict that left many dead and solidified Anastasia's reputation as a formidable and feared leader. Anastasia's brutality made him a legend in the underworld. The newspapers of the time were filled with stories of his violent acts, each one adding to his fearsome reputation. He was one of the most feared mobsters in America. His mugshot became synonymous with terror and power, a symbol of his dominance in the criminal world. He had reached the top of the criminal food chain. Sitting at the head of the table, surrounded by his most trusted associates, Anastasia had achieved a level of power and influence that few could ever dream of. His reign was marked by both fear and respect, a testament to his ability to navigate the treacherous waters of the criminal underworld. Section 6. The Barber of Brooklyn, a legacy forged in blood. This is the story of Albert Anastasia, a man whose name became synonymous with fear and respect in the criminal underworld. Born in Italy, he immigrated to America, where he would carve out a notorious legacy. Anastasia got a nickname, the Mad Hatter. This moniker was not just a whimsical title, it was a reflection of his erratic and often violent behavior. His unpredictable nature made him both feared and revered among his peers. He was known for his unpredictable temper. Stories of his outbursts are legendary, with many recounting how a simple disagreement could escalate into a deadly confrontation. His temper was a weapon, as lethal as any gun or knife. He could be charming one minute. Anastasia had a way with words and a magnetic personality that could draw people in. He used this charm to manipulate and control those around him, making allies and enemies with equal ease. He could be violent the next. His mood could shift in an instant, turning from a charismatic leader to a ruthless killer. This duality made him an unpredictable and dangerous figure in the criminal world. He also got the nickname the Lord High Executioner. This title was a testament to his role in the Mafia, where he was responsible for carrying out executions. His reputation for dealing out death was unmatched. He was responsible for so many murders. The exact number of his victims is unknown, but it is believed to be in the dozens, if not more. Each killing was a message, a demonstration of his power and ruthlessness. He was said to have killed some victims personally. Anastasia took a hands-on approach to his work, often preferring to handle the most important hits himself. This personal touch added to his fearsome reputation. He preferred to use a knife. The knife was his weapon of choice, a tool that allowed him to get up close and personal with his victims. It was a symbol of his brutal efficiency and his willingness to get his hands dirty. Anastasia's reputation for violence was legendary. His name became a byword for brutality, a symbol of the dark and violent world of organized crime. He was a man who lived and died by the sword. He was a true product of the violent world he inhabited. The streets of Brooklyn were his battleground, and he navigated them with a ruthless efficiency that left a lasting mark on the history of the Mafia. His legacy, forged in blood, continues to be remembered to this day. Section 7. Betrayal and Downfall. The Kingpin's Demise. Anastasia was a powerful man, but he had many enemies. He made enemies within the Mafia. They feared his ambition and ruthlessness. On October 25, 1957, Anastasia was murdered. It happened at the Park Sheraton Hotel in Manhattan. He was getting a haircut in the hotel barber shop. Two gunmen rushed in. They shot Anastasia multiple times. He died instantly. Section 8. Conspiracy and Speculation. Unraveling the Mystery. Anastasia's murder shocked the underworld. Who ordered the hit? There were many theories, but no one was ever convicted. Some people think his mafia rivals ordered the hit. They wanted him out of the way. Other people think Vito Genovese was behind it. Genovese was a powerful mafia boss. He wanted to take over Anastasia's territory. Section 9. The Anastasia Legacy. Fear and Influence. Albert Anastasia's life was short and violent. He was a ruthless killer. He was a powerful mobster. He left a lasting impact on organized crime. Anastasia's story is a reminder of the dark side of the American dream. It's a story of poverty, ambition, and violence. His life also shows the power and reach of the mafia. They were a powerful force in America for many years. Section 10. Conclusion. A chilling tale of ambition and brutality. Albert Anastasia's life was like something out of a classic gangster movie. He was a powerful and influential figure. He was a ruthless and cold-blooded killer. He left a bloody and violent trail in his wake. His story is a stark reminder of the dark side of the American dream. It's a story that continues to fascinate and intrigue us today.